Hello, dear friends. This is Harvest of Light, the English version of the book Ceifa de Luz by the Spirit Emmanuel through the medium Chico Xavier. This book was psychographed in 1972 and published in 1979 by the Brazilian Spiritist Federation. Yes, and today we're going to be discussing chapter 18th. It's been 19 days since the beginning of the month of August that we have been here together studying this book that is transforming lives. This book gives us new understanding, boosts our discernment, and realigns our feelings. This is in a short summary what it does to our lives, and I'm here with you at Kardec Radio today to study this new chapter, which is going to talk about the future. As you're coming in, I would like to share with you that the latest issue of the Spiritist magazine is just released. It's available and it contains materials that are very up to date. It's about the gun debate, it's about God in schools, it's about evil determination, and we have a specific report on the first International Spiritist Youth Weekend. Or go to the spiritistmagazine.org or .com and get to know more information. The Spiritist magazine is available to you free of charge. You can read it online, you can read it on the PDF, you can read it in the app. And it's good that you share this issue because it's the only Spiritist periodical in English, believe it or not, that is consistently being and continuously being produced for the last 10 years. Yes, it's been 10 years that we have been editing the Spiritist magazine. Thank God we haven't stopped, and it's been going on, right? So the latest issue of the Spiritist magazine is available to you. Just go to spiritistmagazine.org or .com and read it, share it, study it, because there are articles there that are from books, including Evolution in Two Worlds, that are not published yet in English. If you want to read the book Evolution in Two Worlds, just go read the Spiritist magazine that we published, because it's been years, since 2012, that we have been publishing the chapters of the book that we have translated already. Okay? Since you are in and we're feeling like we are in a classroom, nourishing our souls together, let us recap that yesterday we talked about humility. How did you feel yourself today? Thinking about you and your relationship with God. How was it? Annie Mercy, a big hug to you. I read about your father, big hug, and count on our prayers, okay, my friend? So, humility was the topic we studied yesterday. And it's very beautiful, very humbling, and very liberating, because we no longer feel the pressure that everything is on our shoulders. No, no, no. It's in God's hands. Take it from our shoulders and give it to God, saying, God, I'm under your control, your loving embrace, and I love it because I don't need to worry about it. Do we need to worry about anything? That's what we're going to talk about. The future. You know, if we worry too much about the future, we become anxious. And anxiety is not doing any favor to any of us, right? So let us read it. Are you ready, friends? Shall we? Welcome, welcome, dear souls. About the future. Chapter 18th. Emmanuel quotes from Jesus, reported in Mark chapter 16, verse 15. Go into the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Every noble achievement demands careful preparation. Every noble achievement demands careful preparation. Humanity on earth edifies itself with instruction to frustrate the dangers of ignorance, either by entering into common knowledge or by securing professional competence. Humanity on earth ensures the organic balance with immunological agents, preserving itself against certain devastating diseases. Humanity on earth pays understandable and fair taxes to security and welfare institutions so that it does not fail to provide material support during difficult times. Humanity on earth organizes vast tasks in the common land so that the aid of sowing is not lacking, both for its own benefit and in the support of the community. Humanity on earth institutes resources in traffic with special signaling in order to prevent disasters and define responsibilities in the unfortunate occurrences of public life. Humanity on earth spends huge fortunes for the sole purpose of safeguarding success in certain scientific achievements. Let us therefore be attentive in the construction of the Spiritist teachings regarding the principles of Jesus, because whether today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, in the great future, all creatures of the earth, one by one, will approach the school of love and of truth in order to find real happiness, not only in the field of intelligence, but also, and above all, in the realms of the heart. Ay, 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 let's go back. Huh? It's interesting because Emmanuel talks about the future, but then he quotes Jesus when he recommended that we go share the news about the gospel. And then we're like, I thought about my future. Okay, so let me ask a question. Do you think your future is away from the Christ consciousness, is out of this proposal? Because in the quote itself, in the title of the chapter, future, and in the quote, before we read Emmanuel's interpretation, we already get a big calibration about our future. Our future, your future, my future, will not be in synchronicity with the divine laws if we do not embrace the Christ conscious proposal. And when we say embrace the Christ conscious proposal, we are not saying that we should label ourselves Christians. The label doesn't matter. Look at the scandals in the church. Priests who call themselves Christians and behaved in a heinous way. So it's not about the label. It's about the actual attitude in life. It's about a vibratory pattern. Let's talk about vibratory pattern. What are we vibrating? For now, mostly like animals, we vibrate preservation, self-preservation. We vibrate instinctive tendencies. We are still in the defense mode, reacting, But the Christ consciousness, above all else, asks us to take action, asks us to be more proactive. Stop being reactive and being proactive. We tend to observe how the world is going by and making decisions in our lives as if they were reactions. This is not wise. He says to us, every noble achievement demands careful preparation. So if you were dreaming about having a peaceful life, tranquil life, which is a noble achievement because then you're benefiting everybody in your life and consequently the network of each one, it demands careful preparation. But what kind of preparation is Emmanuel recommending that we do for our future, that we take? So he says, overall, anything in regards to education, we have to instruct ourselves to rid ourselves of ignorance. In regards to physical health, we need vaccines. We need vaccines. We need vaccines. We need vaccines. And we need vaccines. I know there is a current movement in the world telling us that vaccination is not good. I'm sorry to say it, but this is a fallacy. There is nothing scientific in saying that vaccines are bad. What I would say is that we're behind in the approach in how we vaccinate. And I've discussed this topic with colleagues in science, and there are new methods coming along to be less painful. So we would recommend vaccination or its lack of social responsibility. It's not only regarding your child, but the child of others too. So even Spiritism supports it. It comes as God's grace, the vaccination process. We cannot go one step back and stop vaccinations like many people are doing. It's not wise. He says that people pay taxes in a way and to prevent problems and also to cooperate with the social progress. And then he talks about several occasions, and finally he says to us, if you're concerned about the future, let us be attentive in the construction of the Spiritist teachings regarding the principles of Jesus. And he says, because whether today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, or in the great future, everyone will approach the school of love and of truth. That's a synonym. The Christ consciousness, the Spiritist doctrine, Spiritism as a school of love, as a school of truth, in order to find real happiness. Not only in the field of intelligence, but in the realms of the heart. And above all, in the realms of the heart. If I know this much, as Paul said in the famous chapter 13 of Corinthians, if I know of this, if I this, that, and the other, and I don't have love, charity in my heart, it's useless, fruitless. So, how are you feeling, friend? How are you feeling? How are you feeling when you're invited to customize your future to this message that asks us for careful preparation? Every noble achievement demands careful preparation. I'll give an example when we do not engage in careful preparation. In the book 15 Cases of Past Lives by Amália Domingo Soler, We've done the studies, it's in the Facebook page, the YouTube of Cardiac Radio. We studied cases of reincarnation. And she talks about the case of a couple who loved one another since they were children, like teenagers, let's say. And the mother said to the son, you can date this girl as much as you want, but one day I will call you so you get married to somebody that comes from our level, the socio-economic status. The boy didn't react, didn't become rebellious, neither did the lady, the girl. She actually said, yeah, we're not gonna fight with your mom. We're gonna respect her will, because deep inside I don't need to marry your body, because I feel like we're already married. So they kept on dating until he was forced into a particular marriage, moved to another city. They kept corresponding by letter until one day the lady whom the guy used to date, she was at deathbed. And once she was at deathbed, she wrote him a letter saying, please come, I'm going to be waiting for you before I depart. He was allowed to come to say goodbye, and when he went back to his city, his mom died. As if she was waiting, making sure that she would be around, making sure that they would not stay together at all. Then somebody writes to Amalia, and then she consults the spirit mentors. What is happening in this case? What happened here? And the spirit guide says, in a previous life, this boy and this girl, this couple, they were married. They loved each other, and they had a daughter. This daughter fell in love, and they were of a high socioeconomic status. They got married they had a daughter, and she fell in love with a musician of a low socioeconomic status. They didn't approve of it, and furthermore, they actually prohibited the dating, and she obeyed the parents, but they got rid of the man, the musician. They exiled him somewhere, and he died. Later, the daughter also died out of, depression, we would say, though she forgave the parents, understanding where they were coming from. Well, after this carnation, their reincarnations were rearranged, and in this present reincarnation, they were expiating, the couple of the past were expiating, so they couldn't be married. Well, they were in different socioeconomic status, and they had a hard way to be married. But that musician who was exiled and died came back as the mother of the man who exiled him. I'm going to put a pause here and ask, what should have been the goal of this mother, the noble achievement of this mother? To love her son, right? When you love, you respect. You respect. She didn't. She didn't. She didn't respect at all the willingness of this son to be married to the woman he loved. So that spirit unconsciously avenged the couple by prohibiting them from staying together. Now we can understand more, parent-child relationship. And we ask, do we need more careful preparation for the noble achievement of parenting? Yes, we need it. Do we need more careful preparation when we are talking about our noble achievements? I want a less stressful life, and we think it's gonna happen like out of the blue. So Emmanuel is telling us that our future, our noble achievements will only come true when we embrace these teachings of the Christ consciousness that Spiritism brings to us, not only in our intellect, but in our hearts. Right? Rudy saying being present in the present contributes towards a clearer future. Exactly. And Dulcie saying, thanks Vanessa for vaccines information. This information is very useful for me. And I would recommend, Dulcie, for those who doubt the importance of vaccinations, you know, we have a program that we've done at Cardiac Radio with Marco Magalhães when we discussed these very issues of the Spiritist view on vaccination. And reading On the Way to the Light, we've come to know of these men and women in the science field that really brought to life these resources so we can live a life less hectic, because it's going to block the blooming of these viruses that are not supposed any longer to be harming us. Okay? So the story, Eliza, thank you, it makes us reflect on the why of things, and also on how we're preparing ourselves, because this woman, she wanted to be a mother, she was a mother, and she thought that being a mother is about her will. Oh no. When I am a parent, I need careful preparation. I need to think, what is this about having a child? This child cannot be under my whims. So the noble achievement of parenting, for example, needs careful preparation. How many people prepare themselves nowadays to be parents? Few. Majority think just like animals. They get married, they have children, oh well, and then the second, and then third, and the fourth, and then oh well, oh I wish I knew, when problems happen. But we need careful preparation, said Chico Xavier. And I'm talking about parenting because it's the most noble achievement on earth, is to be a parent, says the spirits in the Spirit's book when talking about parenting, right? And Sunshine is saying there are different vaccinations and distinctions need to be considered. Yes, Sunshine, we agree that we can't go with the flow of going overboard with vaccinations. But we need to vaccinate for those diseases that no longer should happen on earth. I agree that sometimes things may be excessive, but no vaccination is out of question, because then it's social irresponsibility. And this thing about autism and vaccines, I'm sorry, there's no scientific paper proving it. There's no scientific paper, okay? Exactly, Eliza. And I'm just sharing this because we're talking about the future. And in the future, we need to feel the good news. To feel the good news. Let me go back here. When we become spiritual nowadays, many people like the mystic side of it. They like the illusions that come with it. But we would say, friends, with Jesus, there's no mysticism. It's the science of love and of truth. There's no illusion, and there's no like Wow, wonders. It's school of love. If there is any wonder, it's about love. True love. True love. Every noble achievement requires, demands careful preparation. So that's our homework for the next 24 hours. Do I have a list of noble achievements that I wanna get to? Do I? We better have them. It's good, it's important to write down. Noble achievements, list. And how am I preparing to get there? For example, some people want to be, to have their green card, to have their paperwork. That's a noble achievement, because to be up to date with the law is a noble achievement. But are we working on it? Are we preparing ourselves carefully for it? Like when you take a trip, you're preparing to travel. Have you prepared yourself for the trip? Some people are crazy. They're like, I don't care, don't plan. I just go with the flow. But you know, if it's a noble achievement, how are you gonna get it? Like a job. You want a job in which you're respected, a job in which you show your talents. That's a noble achievement. But what is the careful preparation that we are undergoing? Careful preparation. So what is our careful preparation? We need to think. And I'll share something. I remember when I was doing my PhD, I used to work day and night teaching and working in the PhD thesis. And then I graduated when I was 24. Some people ask me, how did you do it? Well, you can ask anybody who met me. I carefully prepared for it. When I was writing the thesis, I did it day and night for 3 months. I was focused and did it. There's no secret. There's no genius involved. Not in me. I wasn't a genius. It was work, hard work, careful preparation for that achievement. So we need to put something in mind, and no matter what people feel. I remember my PhD mentor, who is a wonderful person, wonderful. But there was a moment he doubted, because I put a deadline. I said, you know, that day I'm gonna end. And I graduated. I defended the thesis on December 27th, 2 days after Christmas, 1997. And I'm sharing this with you because I remember people saying, oh, no, you're not gonna make it. It's gonna be Christmas season, it's holiday season, the people are not gonna be there. And I said, you know, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Day and night, I would wake up day and night, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work. And it happens. Do you think Emmanuel and Andre Lewis are saying that effort and repetition go nowhere? They're telling us that we need careful preparation. I think that's where humanity nowadays fails. Because many people think that things happen out of the blue, like in a miracle. And it doesn't. Any good thing only happens when you prepare. When you are careful. When you're focused. When you're devoted. When you're diligent. Things will not happen by sitting and dreaming. I dream and then I mold. That's why Emmanuel says, seek the good, feel it. Oh, I want that. Okay, feel it. No, I'm going to make it. Visualize it. And then mold. Use your hands. Work. When he says mold it with all the resources, work hard. The good is not going to happen in our lives if we don't work on it. Oh, but I want my relationships to be peaceful. Seek it, feel it, visualize it, mold it. Be careful with the words. Be careful with the attitude. Be careful with the thoughts, feelings. So it's a matter of determination. Every noble achievement requires noble preparation. And on earth, that's a prophecy, we would say, by Emmanuel, that today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, or in the great future, everyone will approach the school of love and truth in order to find real happiness. Everyone. If you already got into the school, the Spiritist teachings, we're close to finding real happiness. You know why? Think about this. We are created by God, sustained by God. We progress. Nothing stays stuck. Oh, but I'm stagnated, but this shall pass. And I keep working and visualizing that one day things are going to be different. And I keep investing on it. So we are working towards progress. And you believe that you can do it like anybody else. And you believe others can do too, because it's law of equality. And you believe that God is above all of us, taking care of all of us unconditionally. Love, worship, humility. And then I do everything I can to preserve these resources, to make sure I multiply the talents, law of preservation. I get rid of the old conditionings, law of destruction. And then I multiply the talents, law of reproduction. And I know that I cannot do anything alone, law of society. Teamwork is always the best way. And then I learn that God is just. If I'm going through what I'm going through right now, it shall pass. If somebody else is failing us, it shall pass. Because inside of all of us, there is the seed of love. And if I do the best I can today, forgive and forget, and be kind, law of justice, love and charity, I'll certainly be in synchronicity with God. Right? These are the laws we shall be compliant with. And that's what we do. I only have reasons to smile. And you do too. Smile when your heart is aching, because it shall pass. And the future is a byproduct of our careful preparation, embracing these teachings of the School of Love and Truth. Right? Daisy, how are you? So friends, this is the message of today. In the next 24 hours, let us observe the list. Hopefully we have a list. If not, that's a good time to start making a list of noble achievements and how we're preparing to get there. Careful preparation. That's our exercise when we come back tomorrow. If God allows, we will be back. And it's going to be, you see, Emmanuel is fantastic. He's going to talk about peace. He's going to talk about the elevation of peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Wow. Peace in the heart and peace in the way. Blessed are the peacemakers. You want to know more about peace? Because that's the future. On earth, that's our future. Peace for peace. For everyone. For our children. So friends, this is it for today. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to write here or to send us a message, and we'll be back with you. For now, we wish you a beautiful evening or night or day, knowing that you're destined to noble achievements as long as we work on our preparations carefully. Shall we, friends? Big hug to you, and until tomorrow. Bye-bye, sunshine, and Eliza, and all of you friends.